What's up guys, today I'm bringing you a Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle. This is a OU match versus Michael, and before we begin, if you guys can, please take a second from your day and hit that like button. It really does help me a lot. And as you can see, I'm using a very fun looking team which I made around Sun offense. In this gen, Sun offense isn't really that good because of so many new powerful Mega Evolutions and because of Talonflame, but still I had to give this a try before Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire came up. So I'm gonna get into this battle. So I'm gonna lead off with my Ninetales as he's gonna lead off with his Gengar. I do have Hidden Power Ground which can hit Heatran, but I don't want to make any kind of over prediction this early in the match, so I'm gonna play it safe and go right for the Fire Blast as he does switch into his Heatran, and his Heatran is on a balloon, so I'm gonna go right for the Solar Beam to pop his balloon so that my Duck Trio can later trap him and then kill him with the EQ. So he's gonna go for the Roar and phase me out into my Rotom Wash. He does have a Gastrodon on his team which can easily switch into my Rotom, so I'm gonna make a double switch into my Ninetales because I do have Solar Beam which can annihilate his Gastrodon. So I'm gonna make a double switch into my Duck Trio, expecting him to go into his Heatran on my Ninetales just like he did the last time, but to my surprise he stays in with his Gastrodon, goes for the Toxic and breaks the Focus Sash of my Duck Trio. Now I did ask him, did you actually predict me to double into my Duck Trio expecting a Heatran, because the switch was kinda obvious, and his reasoning was that he thought he could easily live a Solar Beam from my Ninetales, which is of course incorrect because even if he's a specially defensive Gastrodon, a modest Solar Beam coming from a Ninetales would have done like 90% to him. So I'm gonna go back into my Ninetales as he goes for the Scald, and once again I'm gonna try to bait out his Heatran so that I can trap him and kill him with my Duck Trio, because I'm getting nowhere with my Sun team if he has his Heatran alive, and this time it works out. He switches into his Heatran and I can trap him and kill it with my Duck Trio, and this is the reason why I have Duck Trio on my team, so that I can trap and kill Tyrantars and Heatran. Pretty much why people use Duck Trio on Sun teams in 5th gen. But now he's gonna bring in his Gengar, and I'm gonna get up my Stealth Rocks because he does have a Talonflame on his team, and Talonflame is one of the biggest enemies of Sun offense. So I'm gonna get up my Stealth Rocks as he sets up a Substitute. Now if I don't hit the Stone Edge, he's gonna be a Gengar behind the Substitute, which is of course not good, but luckily for me I do hit the Stone Edge and he's gonna knock me out with the Shadow Ball, and Duck Trio's job is pretty much done. It trapped and killed his Heatran and he got up the Stealth Rocks. So now I'm gonna go back into my Ninetales because Ninetales does have a pretty good special defense, and I can easily live a Shadow Ball or a Sludge Wave coming from his Gengar because he's not Life Orb. So he's gonna go for the sub as I'm gonna go for the Fire Blast, and his sub is gonna get blown back, and like I said, I can easily live a Shadow Ball, so he's gonna go for the Shadow Ball, which is not gonna do too much damage, and I can just knock him out with the Fire Blast because it was under the sun. So now he's gonna bring in his Donphan because I do have Stealth Rocks up on his side, and he does have a Talonflame on his team, but I have the Solar Beam, and this Solar Beam is gonna do a lot of damage to his Donphan, but he's gonna barely hang on with like 2 HP, and he's gonna spin my rocks away, which is really unfortunate because that Talonflame is a big threat to my team, and if he plays his Talonflame correctly, then I might lose this game. So I'm gonna go into my Rotom as I know he's gonna go for the Ice Shard, and I do need my Ninetales to set up the Sun for the final time. So he's gonna decide to save his Donphan as a dead fodder, and he's gonna go into his Gastrodon as I end up going for the Hydro Pump, and he's gonna get the Storm Drain boost, which is not really a big deal as I do have my Venusaur which can just come in, and this is not a Mega Venusaur, this is a Chlorophyll Life or Venusaur which can outspeed his entire team in the Sun. So I'm gonna go for the Solar Beam as he's gonna go ahead and sack his Donphan so that he can just stall out one more turn of my Sun. So his Donphan is gonna go down, and now he can just bring in his Talonflame and scare out my Venusaur. So I'm gonna go into my Rotom as he makes a really bad misplay in my opinion by going for the Swords Dance. If I was him, I would have gone for the Flare Blitz so that I can weaken the opposing Rotom. But anyways, he's gonna switch out and go into his Gastrodon once again, realizing that his +2 Talonflame can do nothing to my Rotom. So I end up going for the Hydro Pump, and once again this Gastrodon is gonna get the Storm Drain boost, and I'm gonna go ahead and sack my Ninetales, and in the process I'm gonna set up my Sun for the very last time as he's gonna knock me out with the Earth Bar, and I can just bring in my Venusaur and scare him out with the Solar Beam. but actually I'm gonna go for the Sludge Bomb because he does have a Talonflame and he does have the Dragonite, which can easily come in on my Solar Beam, and he ends up going to his Dragonite as I nail him with the Sludge Bomb and break his multi-skill, and the following turn I get a crit with my Sludge Bomb, and because of the crit his Dragonite is gonna go down. The crit really mattered, but as is part of the game there is not much I can do, so he's gonna bring in his Talonflame and scare me out, and I'm gonna go into my Rotom as he ends up going for the Flare Blitz. In the Sun it's gonna do a really nice chunk to my Rotom, even though he's not Choice Banded, but it was in the Sun, and now I can just go for the Volt Switch, but of course he's gonna go into his Gastrodon to block my Volt Switch, and I'm not gonna get any kind of switch initiative, so I have to switch out manually into my Venusaur. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch into my Venusaur as he predicts that and goes for the Earth Bar, and right here it's gonna be a 50-50. I can either go for the Sludge Bomb expecting him to go into Sound Flame, or I can go for the Solar Beam. Last time I did predict a switch and I had gone for the Sludge Bomb, so this time I'm gonna go for the Solar Beam expecting him to think that I'm gonna over predict. So I'm able to get that right, and his Gastrodon is gonna go down. He's gonna go into Sound Flame, which is his last Pokemon, and the MVP of this match is gonna go down to this Brave Bird, and now I can just bring in my Houndoom just to show it off because nobody really uses Houndoom in OU despite of its ability Solar Power, and because I had the Sun team I really wanted to use Mega Houndoom, so I'm gonna Mega Evolve, and he's gonna go for the Swords Dance as unfortunately I make a misclick and I hit the Nasty Plot. I was supposed to go for the Dark Pulse, but because of this he's gonna hit me up with the +2 Brave Bird and my Mega Houndoom is gonna go down, and it's not really a big deal as I do have my Rotom which can just come in, and Rotom is gonna do what it does best, which is killing Talonflames. Even a crit Brave Bird will not be able to knock me out, and I can just take him out with the Volt Switch, so that's gonna be a 2-0 victory in my favor. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.